Welcome back to Sport on the Go.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
And lots of things to discuss today. Obviously, we had a great week of football, and you can see we're wearing our shirts with pride today. We've had some great games. A lot of goals scored over the weekend, and during the week, all the week games that
solid matches.
Solid. Some really good games.
Some showed a title race. Some showed a mid-off.
Mid-off, yeah.
And,
I think the mid-off games were maybe a lot more exciting.
But I think let's go to the title race match. Obviously, we did do predictions.
We did do predictions, and we flopped big time. I mean, we did everything we could to make it as exciting as possible.
We said 2-1, I believe, for City.
For City.
Yeah.
Yes, I think it was a 2-1. Then we played our FIFA game.
Yeah, it was 4-3.
It was 4-3, and we were like,
but that was a prediction for the Chelsea game. But that's
yeah. And obviously, I think actually, going back to our conversation last week, and we did discuss that Man City Arsenal game, and we did say that it's going to be a very cautious.
Yeah.
Both teams will be trying their best to not concede goals, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I think Man City still played their game.
I think obviously Arsenal were more sitting deep and defending.
They were sitting very deep, but I mean Man City, like I said, were still playing their game, but I think Arsenal ready to just defend
and maybe get one on the counter.
Yeah, I mean,
but the counters weren't very. I think it was literally too cautious for both. Like City were attacking, but it looked like there was an oomph missing. You know what I mean? There's things.
Yeah, there was. There was still a cautious approach to that. I think Arsenal maybe a bit more cautious, playing away, and still, Arsenal, like we said, having a lot of difficult games, coming up. Maybe thinking that it's fine. Man City, yes, they are in the title race. Definitely, we shouldn't just let it slide. But to get 1 point away to Man City keeps us in the title race. Especially having some of the games
that's coming up.
That are coming up.
I think the main point is that we got the predictions wrong. But that's the Premier League. It's very unpredictable.
Very.
And the title race is still very neck and neck.
Yes.
And we have another fixture coming up this weekend, which is Man United Liverpool.
Yeah.
But before we get to that game, let's talk about Chelsea.
Let's talk about the game
Man United
of the week. And Chelsea Man United, I think. If you guys go back and watch last week's episode, we did that game, Man City Arsenal, and we were hoping to see that kind of game.
Yeah.
The game that we saw against Man United Chelsea was the game I think everyone wanted to see from Man City and Arsenal.
But they're in a title race, so it's going to be cautious. Yeah.
So what we witnessed last night was an incredible game, and I think it's actually thinking back and just thinking back of all the games between Chelsea and Man United. It's actually always been that way. I think it's always been a very competitive, very end to end, lots of goals, lots of midfield battles and things like that.
I think obviously we can't compare those that Man United and that Chelsea.
We can't.
That's the two powerhouses of England at the time. So it was very competitive.
Yes, because it was
right now.
That used to be a title race game. Yes.
So like right now it's a mid-off, and we're battling for who's going to get to be the best in the middle. So it's like so I think overall the excitement of the game of Chelsea United yesterday, I was a bit cautious. I thought it was going to be another draw. To be honest, I thought it was going to be, I
thought, well, look, I mean,
we started very well.
I think from Chelsea's side, definitely would fight for a win, especially playing at home. And
we're unbeaten like 10 matches ago.
Yes, but also coming off of that Burnley game, I think, Chelsea and Pochettino would have definitely been, going for a win, which I think they did. I think, I think we'll discuss this just now, but Pochettino's post match interview after the Burnley game, he did mention that the players seem to not, when Chelsea loses the ball, they just don't seem to have the heart to win it back as much as they, like when they have the ball, they have that fight to move on and score a goal. But as soon as they lose the ball, it's like they kind of get lost.
Yeah.
And that was one of Pochettino's main comments after the Burnley game. And I saw definitely 100% during the Man United game, Chelsea was fighting for that ball. As soon as they lost the ball, they were trying to get it back. So I think it kind of goes back to what the media says, what the critics say, like, everyone's against Pochettino, and now the players are turning their back.
Players are not fighting.
But what we saw yesterday with that Man United game was that no, that's false. That's just media trying to they're making up stories.
No, but obviously,
because I saw every single Chelsea player fighting for the ball after they had lost it, and that means that they are trying to regroup and actually listen to what Pochettino is trying to
get this team
to gel.
Yeah. And I think, as you said, like they were fighting to get the ball back. There was one. I'm sure you remember that moment when Disasi lost the ball, but he came back. He tackled. He made the mistake, but he came back to fix.
And then he celebrated as if he had scored a goal.
Exactly, and he loves to do that. So as I was mentioning before, we've got to discuss how Pochettino is trying to get the best out of the squad, and it takes time. I know that the word time in football, it doesn't work. At this modern time, it's a problem.
It doesn't work.
But you have to. It doesn't work. You can't speed up time. You can't speed up someone's development. You have to wait. So we signed Palmer in September, right?
Yeah.
And in the beginning, he had to gel in the team. And then eventually, with some injuries and stuff, he got into the team and started getting his gameplay, right? And I think now we're seeing, obviously not the prime Palmer, obviously, but right now he's actually our best player.
Well, and he's the player of the season for Chelsea.
And maybe even the player of the season of the league.
Maybe even for the league. I mean, he's 2 goals away from being level with Haaland.
Yeah.
Who's been Man City's top striker for how many years now?
Oh.
And
2 seasons.
Well, I mean, 2 seasons, yeah, but I mean, he's progressively, better. This is Palmer's first season in Chelsea, and
but it's basically his first season in
the Premier League,
professional football.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that's one thing about Pochettino. He's a very good man manager, and as you can see in that near the end of the Man United game, you can see him speaking to Palmer to say that do this, do that. And exactly what he started playing on the wing more. I don't know if you noticed. Started playing on the wing more, and then when they cut back into the box for that last shot, it got deflected.
Yeah.
Normally Palmer's not there. You see, that was like a free kick that corner kick that they've been practicing.
Yeah.
And I think the main aim of that game was obviously not to lose, because we haven't beaten United since 2017.
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't matter how we beat them. We just had to beat them. We started. Chelsea started so well that first half, right? We got 2-0 in like 15 minutes, and I think that's where we got too comfortable. And I think this season we've seen when the young players get comfortable, they start passing at the back, and it's a bit too nonchalant, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that Pochettino has to sort out for Chelsea, and he will eventually, because as we're going to discuss now about the possible best defense that Chelsea can have, I don't think we have it at the moment. There's either something lacking, like some players are rotating too much, and there's no cohesion, which happens with the injuries.
I think there's been, it's almost like 2 parts to the story.
Yeah.
This Chelsea project, as they've been calling it. So I think what we saw, I think last season was Chelsea struggling to find their form in the front. A lot of people complaining about, Chelsea's not scoring enough goals, or the strikers aren't finding the rhythm. They can't put the ball back in the net. Blah blah blah. And I think that's kind of it's been fixed this season. I think
like the second half.
Chelsea, second half. I think Chelsea's been scoring more. Jackson's seen a lot more. Ball in the back of the net, and a lot of the players, Palmer, obviously. I mean, even Gallagher started scoring
goals,
for a lot of the first half of the season. It was, Gallagher, he could never. I mean, he was always shooting, but that ball was always just not going into the net.
He was quite unlucky in the final there, Carabao Cup too.
Yeah, I mean, but I think second half of the season we've seen Gallagher score a lot more goals. Yeah. And, he scored last night against Man United. So I think that is definitely starting to gel, and there's a lot more confidence. I feel like at the back, that's the problem now. And I think with Thiago Silva being out and Colwell and just not having that leadership at the back has caused a lot of issues.
Yeah.
So it's, I think for Chelsea, it's literally just having those players. First of all, not get injured all the time.
Yeah.
And then maybe even getting some signings so that for next season they've got players that can take those roles.
Yeah, like the best signing we ever did was Gusto.
Yes.
To help Reece James, because Reece James' injury, if we didn't have Gusto, we would have been in big trouble.
Yeah.
So, to pivot on to now, Chelsea's defense yesterday. Okay, they had
horrific.
It was
horrific. It was.
The prime word is a shambles.
Yeah,
that's
something that you would not expect.
Especially when you. That's the thing. Like when you 2-0 up, there's a certain sense of control that you're supposed to have. Yeah. And I think also the way United was set up yesterday also confused us. Some of the players were almost like if you watch the game, you'll see some players man marking, and there were so many gaps because the man was not in the right place.
Yes.
I don't know, Ten Hag's formation, maybe that was the plan.
Well, whatever it is.
Put them somewhere. Yeah. But anyway, the defense should not be doing that, making those kind of errors. Now, Caicedo tries to pass to Badiashile, right? Now, I don't know why they're so high up. I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
But there was no reason for Caicedo to pass to Badiashile because he normally doesn't do that. I know Caicedo usually passes to the goalie or boots it to up front, like a tactical precision pass to a winger. Now, I think it's all about lack of concentration. That's because of that first 20 minutes. Chelsea was so dominant, right? It was almost like they didn't even need to do anything. Like the defenders weren't really doing anything. So it's almost they were sleeping. Like, but there was something missing.
No, I think that's what it is. I think they lost concentration, but I think also maybe they just felt a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think that's been Chelsea's thing. It's like they can be ahead 2 goals, 3 goals, whatever it is, and then they start feeling the pressure. Maybe they get tired. I doubt they get tired, but I think it's just the pressure, and just losing concentration and not fighting for the ball as much as they would at the beginning of the game, trying to get that first goal, that second goal. But just to touch on what you were saying about formation, say for instance, Ten Hag has got his formation. It's up to Pochettino to see what is happening on the field with the opposition.
Yeah.
And then make his changes.
Yeah.
So that it matches up and it can control what Man United is doing or the opposition is doing in terms of formation. So I think it's a group thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's we can say it's the coach, we can say it's the players, we can say it's whatever it is. So I think it's always going to be a team effort for that team. The players on the pitch should see what is happening around them, and even though the coach hasn't said, hey, switch play, switch formation to best defend against this or to best attack against this formation, the players should have that instinct to be like, okay, we've seen a switch around. let's switch around. And I think with Chelsea, the players
that comes with
experience. And I think the players are still so young that they maybe need that guidance all the time. And that's why maybe Pochettino I think he does try his best to guide the team. But at the same time, it's like, we've said before about, Pep or, Klopp or whatever it is. He's got those players that can see, even without him saying anything, they can see, wait, this team is doing something different.
Yeah.
Let's switch. You know what I mean?
And yeah, I think as you said, the defense of Chelsea yesterday, there was two things there was a lot of gaps, and that's, I think, obviously the way we were set up for the attack, right? Because I think we tried to push them into the gaps. I know it's a weird idea, but this is what I thought. They were trying to push them into the gaps, and then we could pass the ball forward, because that midfield could get very congested. Casemiro and Bruno, those two, it's very like they don't move forward with precision. Some of those two, they don't. It's usually a long ball forward and then hope for the best. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like Chelsea generally don't have those long ball merchants that people have, like Burnley. We struggle, and I think it's not that we don't know. It's not that Chelsea don't know how to defend.
Yeah,
it's about the structure, and I think the Chelsea structure yesterday was good. It's just about how the players are set up. So basically, the two defenders that I have had, I think those two don't cohesively work together. Is Disasi and Badiashile.
It doesn't work.
Those two don't work together. Yeah. Badiashile should actually be with somebody. You see, Badiashile and Thiago Silva, when they were together, I think it was the beginning of the season, they were immense.
Yes.
So I think he needs. There's some players that almost need a player on the pitch to guide them a bit. Do you know what I mean? They need that somebody, and I think Thiago Silva has that capability. Yes, we play a different type at the back, and when Thiago Silva's not there, but I mean, there was no need to actually pass the ball at the back, because we could have actually played our football with Thiago Silva.
Yes,
even that highlight we could have managed, because they weren't effective.
That's the thing. I mean, that Man United game was actually perfect for Thiago Silva to be on,
because I'm telling you, he now would have stayed back for at least that Garnacho goal.
Yeah.
Or maybe even both of them, because he doesn't go forward.
He would
have been there, and then they probably would have had to make a shot or something, a deflection or something. Chelsea need to tweak the defense, and I think there's 3 versions of the Chelsea defense that we can have in different games. So we will get to that now. But I think the main one has to be if Badiashile is playing, it has to be Thiago Silva or Chalobah together, because there's something about Chalobah's confidence. Like when you saw him when he came on yesterday, there was a little bit of confidence. Like he was never scared when somebody was coming at him. He managed to clear the ball. He managed to hit out. There was a confidence. I think Badiashile gets a bit. They're not nervous, but I think there's a bit of panic of what's the next step he's going to do. Is he going to pass? Is he going to header? Is he going to? And I think that's where I think Disasi has started to fix that, because he also had that in the beginning of the season. Disasi was also, instead of passing the ball, he would kick it somewhere. That's the thing. Each player has to get the thing, and that's all about experience.
Yes.
And I think the Chelsea team right now, attacking wise, I think we're fine.
Attacking wise, we're perfect. I mean, there's goals all the time.
There's goals all the time. And now we know there is still a bit of that timber, that fire.
And now, with Jackson and his blue hair, it's like to add, man. I mean, Jackson he's gonna quickly climb that ladder and be.
Okay, I said the Jackson's performance was a bit here and there, but I think that side maybe was nullified, because that side was that. Blocking, that defensive work from United yesterday.
I feel like
apparently Ten Hag says they dominated. They dominated so much that we couldn't get. There was so much blockage, like a pipe that needs unblocking. It was just shot after shot blocked.
I feel that Man United dominated
defending.
Defending, absolutely.
But not in the 100 minutes.
Unfortunately, Chelsea made a lot of mistakes in defence, and that's what caused the chaos that we witnessed. but I think at the same, the game in its entirety was very chaotic.
I mean, Chelsea just brings a bit of chaos, which is part of, like this season has been chaos.
Penalties and stupid mistakes at the back, and I think the commentator yesterday said said it perfectly. It's two teams with a lot of fragility.
Yes.
And that's why it's been that way for both Man United and Chelsea.
Okay, the thing is, Chelsea has been on a completely different trajectory. Like this is a whole new squad.
Yeah.
It's almost like we knew this was going to happen. It's kind of inevitable that a brand new squad who don't know who they are or what they're playing is going to be inconsistent.
Right.
The United team should be functioning since they finished in the Champions League position last season.
They should be. I mean, they're what? What do you consider Man United now? Half a billion pound bottle job. Or what?
Well, I think it's also a £1 billion bottle. But like,
no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like we've got to look at the whole. Like you have to zoom out as a fan. Like I was yesterday, up and down roller coaster ride, going up and down, going
as always. Yeah.
As always, but I cannot imagine how. Pause. I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. I cannot imagine how Pochettino. People doubt Pochettino's tactics. Okay. His tactic is not to lose. We know this. That's obvious. We know every manager, even Ten Hag, doesn't want to lose.
No one wants to lose.
How you set up your team in the match matters on how you play. Yeah. Now, we were at home, and United were obviously going to sit back more and counter. And the fact that they were countering, I think the defense should have been adapted. Now, going back to
prepared for that, yeah.
Should have been prepared. So the three people at the back that should be there, when they are fit, because our problem is injuries, we need Colwill and Fofana together.
Okay.
Wesley Fofana. And Chalobah can come in between the two, depending on who's, rotations.
Yes.
Disasi and Badesho cannot play together. So Disasi can play with, you see the things, we have a lot of defenders. So when they all fit, it's going to be chopping and changing again, but you have to find the right fit.
By the way, we support Chelsea.
Yeah, we.
If you haven't noticed.
If you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So Chelsea have to get the right defenders for each partnership.
Yeah.
Like you had Carvalho and Terry.
But I mean, once again, you're choosing, who plays with.
And that's what I'm saying. Pochettino has a tough job at doing that
because when you've got that team that you've set up, your individual teams at defense, midfield, striker, whatever it is, when one of them is injured, then your team's broken.
Then you have to almost test it again in the next game. Yeah. There's a lot of testing that Pochettino has done.
A lot of testing.
In the beginning of the season, he was testing Chilwell left wing. I don't know if you remember that.
Yes. Yeah.
It was a weird test to do, but I think he has to test.
Yeah.
Because what I've noticed is that Mudryk has been put on left wing and in number 10 role now. And in number 10, he's been very good. So I think Pochettino is trying to find almost two positions per player, which I know it sounds weird. But the way our injuries go and how if we get to Europe next year, we're going to need to get these guys rotating. So left back might play right back. Centre back might play left back. And I think he's trying to get these players playing a bit more dynamic roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that's, whenever something happens, Chelsea maybe has a bad game, whatever it is. And even a good game, Pochettino comes out and says, it was a good game. He says, this is
we're happy about it.
Played well and whatever it is. It's a bad game. He says, we just have to understand that this is, it's a project.
Yes.
Okay.
The Burnley game we should have won, but
the thing is, error. It is
individual errors.
In essence, a project because a brand new team. Of however many players, okay? Everyone
mostly
thinks,
inexperienced players. I mean, they barely have thousands of minutes.
Inexperienced players that come in, and if it was any other team, nobody would be, saying anything. If it was,
it was
Brighton, or if it was Sheffield, or if it was, any other team at the bottom half, if they start, which I'm pretty sure a lot of them have done that.
Also, but no one
they get new young players, a new coach, and they're trying to build a team. No one would say anything. If like Sheffield United, for instance, say they got a team of new, young, inexperienced players with a coach, and they finished, let's say, 14th.
Yeah.
No one would say anything, even though that would be a pretty good result for Sheffield United.
But
no one would say anything. They'll be like, whatever.
Is that Chelsea or not?
But Chelsea,
Sheffield. We have this. We have that. The problem
is when Leicester City won the league,
Leicester City had so much experience.
But
that's the difference.
But they had experience. You see what I mean? They got a whole bunch of money. They got a whole bunch of experienced players and experienced coach, and they won the league.
Yeah.
That's easy to do.
Generally, yeah.
Very easy to do.
Obviously, an experienced team.
But then what happened to Leicester City the next season, and then season after that? Where are they now? Second.
They might be promoted soon.
No, they might be promoted. What I'm saying is, it wasn't a project. It wasn't, let's get some young players and build a team that will
for the
future that will last 5, 10, 15 years. They got a whole bunch of experienced players, gave them money, gave a coach money. They did an amazing job, and then that's it.
Yeah, and now pivoting to our ownership. They obviously had a plan to go the young route, right? And a lot of people were obviously our fans. They have, some are happy that we're doing something new. Some are sad that we should have done the old way.
Yeah.
Just get an old guy who gets retired again, and then we have to buy another one, and then another one. It's this long-term plan for the short-term loss, basically. It's almost like our next year and two is going to be a little bit of struggle here and there, finding the right structure, finding the right team, get the players like playing together. Once we get to Europe, get them to get, I don't know, probably won't win the first time that we get there, but I mean, you never know. But I mean, get them to Europe, get them to, as Pochettino says, when we got to that final and lost, it's an experience. They have to experience loss, get angry.
Expects the whole Chelsea squad to be at Palmer's level. Yes, Palmer is definitely played the season for Chelsea, but I think maybe it's just.
I think Palmer's outlier.
He's an outlier.
He's an outlier. There is no, for me, I think what Palmer is doing is almost like, because of what City was doing by not letting him play. You know what I mean? It's almost like this internal hunger has awoken. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah.
He's almost angry, and that anger is just non-stop. He's semi-angry. You know? Semi-angry at the fact that one of the club that he was there for a long time, that he almost because he's a Man United supporter and he went to Man City. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he neglected his fan club.
Yeah.
To go play for City, and then they didn't even. They said they were going to loan him, but Foden is not. But I mean, Foden is doing an unbelievable job. So
no, look,
I think he's very unlucky.
My point was not to have a whole discussion about Palmer. I mean, we could definitely.
But he's an outlier. Yeah.
But I think Chelsea fans expect the whole team to just be that way, and that's not going to happen.
No.
I think we look at Liverpool.
Yeah.
Klopp was appointed. How long did it take for Liverpool
to get a proper function? Probably 2 years.
2 years, right? 2 years for Klopp to build a team that could be where they are at the moment, which is fighting for the league again, and Champions League and all that. So there needs to be some kind of vision and patience for this to happen. I think there's no patience.
I think the problem is,
and I'm so glad that Todd Bowley and his team decided to ignore the noise and keep Pochettino on. There's 8 games left. There's no way. I know for a fact that they won't fire him. He's going to be there next season.
Let me put this point in.
Yeah.
Pochettino was brought in. Obviously, they keep talking about preseason. So he was brought in. They always compare him and Potter. Who did a better job, right? I know it's weird, but I mean that's always going to happen.
Okay, but yeah, what players did Potter have?
Potter also had some nonsense. You had people like Judas Mount. They had Kai Havertz.
But what I'm saying is Potter had experienced players that have been in the club already.
And he couldn't do it.
Pochettino's got brand new players. Yes.
But what I'm saying is Pochettino is 1 point away from last season's total.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got 8 games. No, we have 9 games to go.
9 games. Yes.
9 games to go, and we need 1 more point to have the same as last season.
And Pochettino hasn't lost to Man City.
Yeah, our unbeaten record with some of these teams is ridiculous.
Beat Manchester United 4-3, by the way.
Finally.
4-3, and Chelsea dominated. I don't care what Ten Hag says. He's a liar.
Bald fraud. No, we haven't lost. Okay, we've lost. We were terrible against Liverpool and stuff. But I mean, like, listen, some matches you can see who's experienced, and that's it, right? But we didn't lose to Tottenham. We beat Tottenham in Tottenham. There was certain, like that Tottenham game, like people saying, oh, he's going to sabotage Chelsea to let Tottenham. No, that he was angry when we conceded the goal. He wanted to win that game to show that he's a professional. And that's the thing. This Chelsea team is developing into a professional team, and that takes some time. As Klopp took 2-3 years, as Pep arrived in 2016, it took him 2-3 years to sort out himself. It takes time.
If you went back,
well, the problem
5 years.
The problem is the word project, and people go, "Oh, I can't wait." I'm like, "How old are you? Where are you going?" No, but I mean, we've been Chelsea fans for a long time. We've gone through nonsense as well. Why all of a sudden we can't wait a year?
Yeah.
Just run the roller coaster.
Everyone seems to forget that, because we, getting all the Chelsea fans at at Stamford Bridge, chanting and Abramovich and Mourinho. But I'm like, hey guys, can you just shut up for a second? Let's go back a few years and remember that Chelsea actually finished 10th with Mourinho as head coach for half the season.
Yeah.
Have we forgotten about that?
That's not even about experience. That was just internal. That was just what was going on.
That was internal.
And right now we almost have a similar situation where the players don't know. It's not they don't know. They have to get an understanding, and the understanding takes time. As with any project, as with any planning.
Yeah.
And that's what I think. I think we're right now on the right trajectory. The fact that we're getting into form at the right time. Like, I mean, that period of November, December, with some of those fixtures, I don't know if we would have got it. Like last season, we played Tottenham, Man City, whatever. Those were losses. We didn't even bother. Yeah. We knew we were going to lose. This season, like I knew we were going into the United game. I just had a feeling there was something that we could do. Like the max I thought was a draw, but I think is elements of how we can actually improve matches.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's the thing. It's about improving. It's about getting experience. It's about looking at teams like Liverpool, like Arsenal, like Man City. And if you're a football fan, you go back, and you can see. I mean, you look at Man City, back in the day when they were like finishing mid-table with Eriksen as coach, and they had all these guys, and then they got bought over, and it was still they didn't like. Everyone thought when Man City was bought in 2008 that the next season they would be winning. No, they weren't. They weren't winning.
4 years?
Took 4. I think it was like 5 years. They had to build a team. They had to find the right coach. They had to find the right momentum. Same with Liverpool. Same with Arsenal. After Arsene Wenger left, Arsenal was
stagnating.
Whatever.
Like even with Arteta's first 2 seasons was a bit
rough. Klopp. I mean, and now we're like looking and like saying, hey, Liverpool, I think for most people this season, favourites to win.
Yeah.
Right? We've got Liverpool game coming up.
Yeah. We'll discuss right now.
Against Man United.
Yeah.
And judging by what we saw with Chelsea, we know Liverpool have a much more experienced team, a stronger back line.
Yeah.
They will defend those stupid counters that come in from Manchester United easy. They won't make those mistakes of passing back and because they have the experience. So I think Liverpool, for me, definitely a win against Man United.
Yeah.
I mean they're not even gonna
I don't want to
debate.
I don't want to predict the score because, as I said,
look,
if we had to predict the Chelsea game, I would have been wrong. I was going to say maybe 1-1. That was not what happened yesterday. So that's what I mean. Like you've got to. The problem is that you've got to have patience.
You have to have patience.
Chelsea fans have to have patience.
But that's been the issue, and I think you look at someone like Klopp, who I think is the definition of patience. He stuck around for a long time and started getting the results and built a team that he's proud of.
Yeah.
And I think for him to now retire, it's going to be a very emotional thing. But I think that's just where he is now in his life, in his journey. He wants to maybe just spend some time now with his family, whatever it is. But
he said he's tired.
but I mean, he's built an incredible team, and that is because the owners, the directors of Liverpool, whatever it is, the fans, they were patient. They gave him time. They gave him time to build that team. And I think maybe it's coming off of Liverpool maybe for a long time not having the success that Liverpool maybe deserves or is known for, because Liverpool has always been the darlings of Premier League and winning Champions League and being one of the top English teams for a long time. And then they kind of found the wayside and tried to regain that position. And I think Klopp has brought them back up. But it took time. And everyone gave them the time to do that. Whereas I just feel like most teams in the Premier League actually do that. The one team that seems to not allow a coach more than 2 months is Chelsea.
I think it's because of the way.
I think that's Abramovich's culture that he fostered.
No,
it's like no wins, fire. Next, let's see.
I think but I'm saying
Champions League win.
The problem is also social media. A lot of modern a lot of these fans that are watching Chelsea, a lot of them are like 12. They only know Abramovich. They don't know any other football in their life.
So what? Who cares?
No, but I'm talking about that affects this modern day of player as well. There's social media and all of that nonsense and the media going on. All of that can impact some of the performances. Like now they were talking about this and that. But the main thing is the players, if they stay focused with the manager's tactics, the players can play football.
That's actually a very good point.
What?
Manager's tactics. Like, how can you build a team that plays, that has their own style, their own personality, if you're chopping and changing managers every 2 months?
Like, that's the thing, patience. We got to have patience with the manager, patience with the players, and just enjoy the ride. I think that's the thing. Be a fan. Stop this. Check the stats. Who won what? That's
you have to be a fan. I mean, you
like
think
the
about
OG fans are the ones watch the game and say, why did he make that mistake? Such a stupid mistake. Have a beer and that's it. Done. That was it.
Yeah,
enjoy the game.
I mean, I remember when Leeds United used to be in the top 4. Do you think that Leeds United fans don't watch Leeds anymore because they're in the second division?
No, it's not.
They're still going. They're still watching support.
They are still fans at Stamford Bridge. Thank God. But the problem is that people are not patient with. It's just so much negativity for no reason. And I think the media does a good job at making nonsense going on.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's the thing. And going to the Man United Liverpool game now.
Yeah.
I think as you said, what happened yesterday is I don't think there's any indication of what's going to happen.
No.
Because United and Liverpool are rivals.
They're rivals, and they're playing at Old Trafford.
And they're playing at Old Trafford, and Liverpool is still angry about being kicked out of the FA Cup by United 4-3, like 3 weeks ago. So there's a lot going on. Liverpool have to win because Arsenal probably will win. City will win.
Arsenal, City are right there. This
is almost like whoever wins all their games.
This is 8 games left. 8 games. If you slip up
once, it could be.
2 games, you're done. Maybe even 1 game.
1 game.
One game.
I think if one team slips up 1 game, it could be it's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, we're gonna see the same points.
Same points.
Top 3. It's gonna be decided by goal difference.
A supercomputer put possibilities, and they might all end up on 88 points.
That's gonna be decided by goal difference.
So, like, that's the thing. I think going into United Liverpool, that match it's an odd one.
It's really hard to tell.
Because if United are attacking Liverpool because they're at home,
which I think United will definitely attack.
They will.
They will attack because they don't want to slip further down the table.
No, Chelsea. We're 1 win away from getting closer to them. It's getting scary. Squeaky bum time now. So I think that match is a must win for United, but it is a must win for Liverpool. So likely a draw.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's what you were saying against Chelsea, man.
I know.
Everything right now is a must-win game for everyone.
You see,
top of the table, middle of the table, as well as relegation. Everyone's fighting.
This is where the injuries come in. Now, you saw yesterday United had like 2-3 injuries, players going off in defense, especially defense. Now, that's a problem for United. The defense has got a problem. Well, the whole team doesn't function. You can see it. It wasn't functioning. If United actually attack
Harry Maguire.
If United attack Liverpool, which is likely, as you said, at home, they will struggle because Liverpool with Van Dijk and these guys at the back, they know how to defend.
Yeah.
Them and Arsenal are one of the best defenders.
Yeah.
And to score more than 1 or 2 against Liverpool has to be an end-to-end game, like that FA Cup game.
Yes.
Now, I don't think Liverpool will allow that. I don't think they'll allow that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It won't be allowed.
I think Liverpool is going to have to control that
Liverpool
game.
Is going to play how they played us.
Liverpool has to control that game in midfield.
Yeah.
That has to be a game controlled by Liverpool in midfield, so that ball does not penetrate midfield.
Yeah.
Because
we know Bruno is gonna.
Yeah, because that's what I found was with the Chelsea Man United game was that Man United had more opportunities when they found a way to just bypass the midfield. That's when they have.
Bruno does a good job at that. He just.
So I mean, Liverpool first of all maybe just has to make sure that they're marking Bruno so that doesn't happen, but also control that midfield, and then I feel like it's going to be a tight game, probably a draw. But
if Liverpool scored 2 goals in the first 50 minutes like we did, the game is done. Liverpool win.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But I think this is what I'm saying. The Burnley game that Chelsea had affected how we played against United.
Yes.
Because we made mistakes and we made sure we scored. We attacked them more. If that makes sense, we attacked United more. This result from United against Chelsea is going to affect this game against Liverpool. They're going to some of them will learn from their mistakes, like giving away penalties, because Liverpool players are fast. You cannot do that in the penalty box.
No,
giving away penalties.
Not Liverpool.
No, not Liverpool. So I think, as you said, it's going to be a tight game. The defense has to do their job, but it's not a title fight for United. It's a middle for United.
Yeah.
Liverpool's fighting for the title. Now, it's incentivized by the title fight. Like the title, person who's fighting for the title generally attacks first. Like Liverpool can't just be sitting back and they're going to have to score a goal because they have to win that match. I don't see Arsenal, and even though we said Arsenal have tough fixtures, but Arsenal can still win. They've got that. They've got that fire. That
they can
edge.
They can definitely. I mean, they've got tough games coming up, but I mean they have the experience and the
know-how,
and the fight, and I mean just the drive, obviously, to dominate those games.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if they get a couple of draws and then some wins, it's going to be very close. And I think obviously with Man City and Liverpool, we're going to have the same thing.
Yeah.
And I think they're all feeling the pressure. I think they're gonna.
You think the first one who cracks?
I think all three teams are definitely approaching every single game now very, very cautiously.
Yeah.
And just making sure that they can control the game from the beginning and just get that win, that one goal, that whatever it is, just to get over the line.
Yeah.
They're not going to be just liberal and just let people run around and get around them, whatever. They're going to be very cautious with every game. Match of the week, which is this weekend, is Liverpool
Man United.
And we're going to cut to it now. Hope you guys enjoy the chat and let us know what your predictions are and
let us know
how you feel about the last week's games and that Chelsea game and everything. And we'll see you in the next one. Welcome back to Off the Bench.
Welcome back.
And Boris. Last time we played, it was
Man City,
Arsenal, and
our game was better though.
Much better than what we saw in real life. That was a pretty sad state of affairs.
But this time, it's Man United v Liverpool.
That's what we're playing today.
Yes.
Liverpool, Man United.
Man United v Liverpool.
No, Liverpool v Man United. Come on, get it right, man. You always say the first team, the team that's leading first, and then you say that other nonsense team. By the way, I'm leading in this. So what we're doing is after every chat that we have a game, competitive game on EAFC 24, and then so it's the main game of the week.
Yes.
And then this week is obviously Man United, Liverpool, Man United. And we're going
to see how it goes.
We're going to see Liverpool crush.
Watch this.
Liverpool. You know what I mean? Where's that Kloppness? I need some Kloppness.
Here we go.
Oh no, not Hugness, Kloppness!
Oh my God.
Hugness!
Who was that? Was that Ten Hag? Why does he look like Kane from WWE? Look.
He just came back from the dead. Yes! Oof! There we go. Come on.
Now, can he get the cross in? For the lead
Inside.
here.
Oh, come on!
Given away by the goalkeeper.
This is what that game is going to be like this, I'm telling you.
A nice cutback.
But eventually.
Are you kidding me? Come on, man, I need some Kloppness. Green palm is in the ground.
Okay.
They looked in there. That's nicely cut out.
Actually, I'm actually just overthinking everything. I'm just playing Man United. I don't know why I'm complicating things.
Look, no one's there. It's a goalie. There we go. Counter United style. Oh no.
Takes the shot.
Close. Bruno Fernandes.
What do I do? I just need that. I need to just change to attacking.
Good header, just over.
Yeah, it's a good delivery as well, and he manages to get on the end of it, but just
keep
lacks that
it
little bit
going.
of accuracy.
There's
Keep it
Harry
going.
Maguire.
Keep it.
No need to stop the play. On they go. Working hard to win it back there.
Harry Maguire.
Harry Maguire.
Now for the finish.
Was that offside?
No.
That was offside.
Oh.
And there it is.
Juice. Yes.
Goal that's broken the derby deadlock.
Is that Garnacho?
Hasn't this
Garnacho.
enjoyed it?
Well, you
As I
can
said,
see here, good shots.
You're dominating. You've been dominating this whole game.
As I said, this is what a United match would look like.
The goal scorer to follow in and
Yeah, nothing happens.
Nothing happens and a stupid goal pops in. Look at the goalie too. Wow.
Come on, Kloppy.
Kloppy.
Oh, he's taking Salah.
Yeah, wait, injury or something.
Diogo
He's
Jota.
not in good shape.
Diogo Jota.
Oh my god.
Let's equalize. Let's just equalize. Let's equalize. Let's Kloppy equalize.
What is this defense, man?
Oh, Nana.
Watch this, man. Look at this mess. Oh my god. Hey, tackle.
Nothing happened there.
Watch this.
No.
Look at the defense. Look at this. What's he doing? That's cheeky bastard.
Oh, good ball in behind.
We're hanging.
Oh.
Did you see that vision? Did you see that vision?
Vision. I think it's just. Oh no, it's quite good.
It's way offside.
It's way upside. Look, they drew lines in this one. So did I.
Well, the fans are trying their best to push the team forward. I'm sure they feel there's a goal coming.
Oh, sorry, Sue. A good opportunity here.
No!
And the roar of the crowd tells you exactly what it means.
Bruno Fernandes.
What am I doing? What am I doing?
I just feel actually. I think this is how it's gonna go. Stupid mistakes. Goalie comes up for no reason.
It feels great to win so late on. We've got to praise their
I mean, I hope we get opposite of this.
It's a great result, that.
This is
No, I hope we get this. This will be hilarious. For the league, especially for the title. This will be hilarious.
Well, he came up with a moment of quality just when it mattered.
And somehow he's
That's how it's done.